So I know what a lot of you are probably asking right now. It's the 3rd episode mark. Did Fuujin Ranbu make the 3-episode test? And fuck yeah, it did. Nah, I'm kidding. I know none of you were asking about that because let's be honest. Arslan Senki Season 1 was greatness. Arslan Senki Season 2 has only been better. The animation has taken a step up. The direction has taken a step up. It's so much more serious now. I mean, it feels like in Season 1 they did waste time every now and then messing around and having fun. And they can't really do that in this one because, I mean, they've only got 8 episodes to tell a serious story. And I mean, every episode so far, there's been no screen time wasted. They're getting serious with this. Only time will tell whether they actually have enough time to get to a good stopping place within 8 episodes, or if that is ultimately going to ruin it. But for now, this has been greatness. This 3rd episode was absolutely incredible, with half of it being split between Hilmes and half of it being split between Arslan's banishment. My god, it was just so good. Hilmes' backstory is incredible. I loved it. I mean, everybody has those moments where it's like, you know what, Hilmes ain't too bad. He's a bit psychotic, but to be fair, he was burned alive as a child. He should have died as a child. His uncle tried to kill him as a child. And I mean, this episode starts off just by showing us that moment when he's still half on fire and begging his uncle to save him and asking him why. That was deep as shit, man. Tiny little kid, still on fire, asking his uncle why, and Andragoras is just staring at him coldly and then turns away. Oh my god. Pure evil. And then he wakes up with the creepy guys that I'm still going to call the Black Magicians, talking to him about how one day he has to get stronger and then they're going to help him reclaim the land because they just want to see a bunch of chaos. I mean, I think the real reason that they actually want to see chaos and want all this bloodshed, and this was a theory that I dropped last season, which a lot of people seem to quite like the idea of. I mean, there's this whole demon-slaying god sword. I forget its name. Rakrasha? Or even Ruknabad, which is the sword of the legendary hero who smote evil. So, I mean, there's that. And these black magicians seem to be wanting a lot of blood on the field. They kept saying in Season 1 while the battle was going on, no, there's still not enough death, there's still not enough blood, we're not ready yet. I'm imagining they're going to summon this evil entity that Ruknabad had to smite down, and then eventually Hilmes and Arslan will have to actually work together to kill it. That would be amazing. Because, I mean, Hilmes is definitely the one who's actually related to the ancient hero and should be able to use the sword. Whereas Arslan, not so much, but Arslan, by that point, I want him to have the country behind him because he's the true king, man. He's the boy who will one day become king. Hilmes should just be the hero. But I'm getting way off topic. Hilmes, his backstory was so sweet, man. He is so in love with the blind princess, who has to be Tahamenay's daughter, man. She looks so much like her. She's the princess of this country, but has been abandoned by everyone. She was even being sold to the Lusitanians, which would have been really bad. Like, Tahamenay would have completely gone against Andragoras if the Lusitanians had gotten her. But, yeah, it makes sense that that country where Hilmes was staying, it's just where Hilmes' grandfather found Tahamenay. Grandfather? Maybe? It was one of them. I think it was Hilmes' father, actually, who found Tahamenay. Whoever it was, one of them found Tahamenay, like, destroyed half of her country and took her as their prize and then came back. Basically got traded her. And that's why she's, like, referred to as the widow of death. Because everyone that she's, like, married to ends up dead. I can't remember if it was the grandfather or the uncle, as in Hilmes' father or Hilmes' grandfather that originally had her. But if it was Hilmes' father, how fucked is that? That Hilmes' father had Tahamenay, and then eventually Hilmes ended up falling in love with Tahamenay's daughter. Oh, I'm sure she's going to be thrilled with that. Oh, man. And also, that guy defending her, it said acting chief of the Zot clan Merlane. That was Alfred's brother, right? That's kind of cool. Oh, man, this is all going to come back together. I really hope now that Arslan runs into them, because that would work out very, very well for him. If he ended up with Tahamenay's daughter following him around, Plus Alfred's brother joining the crew, that would be so sick. Even though it doesn't show them in the opening, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, Hilmes' story, so good, so cute how he fell in love with her. I mean, he was just so serious about revenge. That was his whole life up until when he was about 13. And then he just ran into the Princess Irina, and Princess Irina was just so sweet. Broke through all of that cold exterior. He started to care about things other than revenge. He started spending time with her. Man, some of the smiles she had were amazing. It was so adorable. And that moment when he ran into her, when they were actually grown up and shit, and he's just like, nope, I'm not the prince yet. I can't reveal myself to her. I'm still just a lowly nothing. I need to retake my country before I can marry a princess. Such a fucking idiot, man. For one thing, she's traveling around with just like one defender with her. That's nowhere near enough that she needs. He needs to at least guide her back to Pars, but oh man. Such a pain in the ass. Hilmes. But I see where he's coming from. He wants to be a man of stature before he starts to properly court her. He said that even back when they were kids, that he was going to get his country back and then give her freedom. Oh, goddamn. Annoying though. Could have been such a sweet reunion, but no. We get all the flashbacks. We see how, even though he was finally moving on with his life and wasn't so focused on revenge, the dickhead decided to sell him and Irina to the Lusitanians. And the black magician came in and was just like, it's time. Revenge time. And Silver Mask was born. That was the shit. The animation in those scenes when Hilmes was cutting through first the Lusitanian soldiers and then the old man. And then when he came in to save Irina and everything was thunder and lightning flashing up. Oh, man. That was absolutely incredible. And that truly was the birth of Silver Mask. He found that mask, put it on. Absolutely glorious. I loved it. Cinematography, the battle choreography. It was so damn good. And it had more of those animations where the fights were just so realistic. You can... Again, like what I loved in Season 1 when they got into a serious one-on-one fight. You could see the weapons drag along each other and cause sparks. You could see how the choreography would actually work. Which again, few anime take the effort to actually go into, so I love it. And then we had the continuation to what happened last episode where Arslan was being dismissed. I was so shocked to hear Andragoras trying to tell Daryun and Narcissus they couldn't go with him. Obviously that wasn't going to work out. Like, no matter what, Daryun would rather kill himself than be without Arslan. But that was sweet. It was a nice bit of drama there. The fact that they had to fight their way out of the fortress to get to him. And it was just so cool how they did it, man. They had to cross swords with Kishward. And Kishward, like, he pretended to care about Andragoras, but let's be honest. Even though he was caring, there was no way he was fighting Daryun seriously. I mean, even when Azrael flew out of the thing, it wasn't like, oh God, even you're leaving me, Azrael? It was just a moment of happiness where he was like, yeah, go be with Arslan. You guys need to be together. So I liked that. There was so much good animation there again. And there was the moment where Daryun thought about whether he was still doing this just because of his promise to his uncle, Vafriz, or if this was because of his own thing. And he just... thought back to all the moments him and Arslan had spent together, including that one in the finale of the last episode where Daryun was so fucked up and they kind of hugged and embraced and it was so lovely. So yeah, I loved that. The bromance between those two is incredible. And seriously, man, that moment when you see Arslan just laying down by himself with his sword, he sits up and then the sun starts to rise as we get Azrael and all of his damn knights coming back to him. That was so full on emotional. The music swelled up. It was just glorious. I loved it. 10 out of 10. I'm looking forward to the next episode. They've already talked about the fact that they're going to get to the port town real quickly. And we're going to have someone related to Narcissus showing them around. That should be a ton of fun. I mean, I know who it is from the opening because there's that whole moment where the two of them kind of cross in front of each other. And I was like, is this going to be an enemy or is it going to be a friend who's actually on par with Narcissus once? And so now we know it's going to be an ally. It's just going to be someone that's going to fight rivalry style with him, try to be better than him. And I'm so looking forward to that. So yeah, incredible third episode. I love this. Prince Hilmes' story was straight up 10 out of 10. The Arslan continuation was greatness too. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this review, then wreck that like button like you mean it. And I will see you guys next time.